she watches this, she'll know it doesn't. And she hasn't caught on beforehand. I think we've all done that once or twice to our wife. They try to tell us it's in our best interest not to buy something. All right, guys, well, I've motored it up the road. Walking around it here, it's not as bad as I thought. I kind of had a panic moment while driving, thinking, goodness, what have I done here? My wife's gonna leave me. I mean, it's dirty, and get the pressure washer going here in a minute. I think I can clean it up. Again, the reason I like this car, or the reason I initially said I'd buy it, is because it's all there. Usually, again, in my experience, when you work on older stuff, it's hard to get everything that's there. Somebody usually starts the job, loses interest, loses the ability to do it, gets old, it ends up in the trunk, passed down to a kid. Next thing you know, you got a real big project that's worse off than this one. So overall, what I'm gonna do first, I'll replace this battery cable. It's seen much better days. It looks like it's pretty straightforward. Probably gonna get a belt, plugs and wires, just real simple stuff. The motor would turn over at the fire, the motor turned over when we were at the salvage yard where I got it from. Interior, I don't know if this will clean up or not. Everyone I've seen, these are always broken, man. They're always gone. I remember that when I was a kid. Those would always snap off. So while they're there, that's pretty interesting to me. The seat doesn't move. None of the power lumbar works. None of the controls in the middle seem to move the seat. I haven't really dove into that again. This is as farm fresh as it gets. The door pad, it's here. Again, I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, so if I remember right, these went on with like little plastic clips, if I recall. I'm trying to remember. Again, my dad bought one of these new in '88. This is what I grew up in. Again, that was the reason I bought it. I just remember being a kid, riding in the back seat. I was like 5 years old, and my dad had little leather gloves he'd wear when he drove it. It was just totally badass. We go on cruise nights, and nothing could touch the Turbo Coupe 5-speed because everything else was governed. Once you got to a certain speed, which was in excess of the speed limit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was checking out, and it was just super cool, man. And that stuck with me. And I guess because of that, now I own one. But I live in kind of a bougie development, man. I live with like, it's next thing outside of an HOA. You know, it's almost like a gated community. Most of the houses in my neighborhood are $300,000 to $700,000 homes. And I pulled a Super Coupe that was about this ugly into that community, and I got some real bad looks. I wish I could have captured them. That was before I was filming things. But I didn't figure I'd go for 2 attempts on that. Gonna get the power washer going. The reason it's still in the trailer, and the reason I had to load it again with the forklift, is they didn't tell me the brakes were stuck. So of course I went and looked at it, and I had an emotional attachment. I think the guy knew that. He worked me a good deal. I don't feel like I got token on it by any means. I feel like he did me right, and you know, here it is. And we spoke, and again, he gave me a good deal. And you know, once you get past that initial excitement, you know, you kind of have a little bit of buyer's remorse when you look at things, especially a project like this. I don't need a project, obviously, but again, my idea here is all this is cosmetic and funkiness, man. And the paint's there. I think the paint's good. I don't think the paint's broken. I don't think the paint is faded. I don't even see a door ding for that matter. I've walked around this car, it is straight. It has some rust down here. I think that's common for the year. I don't think that's really unseen or unheard of. I talked to some guys that are heavy in these cars that are with like NATO. I'm friends with Brian, who's I think the president or one of the head up guys of the forums for NATO. He said that usually there's rust on the shock tower here. I'm not seeing any rust. I'm going to take the intercooler off in a minute, clean that up. Another thing I noticed is the dash pad isn't cracked, which that seems to be pretty common. Headlight wise, they all have condensation in them. That's something I found pretty normal. After I bought the car, it came to my attention you can't buy headlights, so I found a marker light. So I'm gonna get the whole front back in. I'm gonna probably try the oven trick, bake the lenses off, polish them out. I'll probably put some clear on them, and again, just try to make this thing look the best it can. A little disappointed that somebody already took the turbo badges off the doors. I see those go for a pretty penny. That's probably why they're gone. I don't even know what this says here. Let me lick a finger real quick. Oh, it says turbo. That's added. I know that wasn't a factory deal. Interior wise, again, dash pad's all there. Everything's kind of, I think it's satin. You know, these get water in them and then it gets all mildewy and stuff. And around here, you leave anything sit, then animals get inside. There's something extremely satisfying about this. I'm using like the lightest setting of spray too on this. I was afraid that the paint might start peeling. And actually it's a little chip there on the front. I don't know if you can see where the water is getting in on it. Again, some stuff's going to be exposed while I clean it. But overall, again, I think it'll be all right. I'm just going to go around the car and wash it and pick you guys back up once we make first pass. So I sprayed the car off again. Now that it's off the trailer, we got a lot more dirt out in other areas, but I've been clay barring this back area. It was the worst. And pretty sure you can see the difference. I mean, just a quick side by side, I've been working this little 6-inch area. It's pulled the majority of it out, you know, compared to that. So I think we're gonna be okay. Also did this body line right here. Let me grab the pressure washer real fast. You can see I just did on the body line there. It's pulling everything out here with the clay bar, so that's wonderful. And as I spray, you can see just more stuff just keeps coming out, man. Sediment. I'm just gonna keep on. I'm gonna clay bar as much as I can. It's great here though. I mean, I got a buffer, so I'm gonna polish it out, but you know, it's pulling it. Just going over there. It's pulling it out. So, look at it pull it out. That's great. And some of it, I mean, it just takes it completely out. Some of the stuff, it looks like maybe sat under a tree for a while. The more I scrub, the more it comes. So I'm gonna keep on getting it. I don't want to waste too much of the video of me just rubbing a car with a clay bar, but I like the results so far. All right, guys. Picking up where we kind of left off here. I've been clay barring the trunk for a while. And wow. The majority of it came out. Just to kind of give you guys a side by side, I did up to the body line. Just that little area, and again, it's pulling it. This trunk was not white when we started, if you guys remember. But you know, at this point, I think I'd be better served to get the buffer out, let the machine do some of the work. And I've done this whole upper part of the rear quarter panel, and it looks great. There's one area, I don't know if it'll pop on the film, where the clear is gone right in there. Again, this has been repainted, so whoever did it did a good job on it. I don't think it would have cleaned up this well if it was the factory paint, so good win there. But I'm gonna start buffing out the trunk, see what we come up with. All right, made my first pass with the compound, and wow, I haven't rubbed it off yet, but it's working. This is gonna be great, man. Again, every time something comes clean on this car, I just feel one step closer to relief. There it is. It's clean. I'm astonished, honestly. I didn't expect this to come out the way it did. I didn't get too crazy here where the badge was. I didn't want to gunk up my pad, so I figured I could go back over that by hand. Same with around the Thunderbird. I didn't want to pull it out or catch my pad, but I mean, I think you can see my reflection filming in it, and when this thing started out, it was nowhere near that. Now again, the roof has some reflection in it already. This thing has hope. Again, I haven't touched this panel yet, it's just been cleaned, so I'm gonna work on buffing it and then getting some wax on it. I put some wax on the trunk. If you look at it, I don't believe the camera will pick up, but you can still see some of the damage from the acid rain and some of the scratching. I didn't use like a real heavy compound. I just wanted to get it white again, and truly, I mean, this car is going to be driver quality, in my opinion. I don't think it would be anything that you'd really take to like a concourse showing, but it cleans up nice and it'll look good driving down the road. You probably take it to a cruise in, and you know, still turn some heads and bring back memories like it's done for my family today. So again, can't be more pleased right at the moment. I'll be truthful with you. When I put this thing on the trailer, I was calling people saying, man, I messed up. Wife's gonna be mad. This makes me feel a little bit better. I don't think we're out of the woodwork yet. I still haven't got it to fire off. I had to purchase some plugs, and apparently the plugs that this thing takes are like hard to find. They're 764. Auto lights was what I was told these run best with, so that's what I've picked up. As you can tell, that headlight I got off eBay, man, it's clean. It looks like new money. The other ones look pretty rough. So hopefully wet sand, buff those out. Nothing but a thing. We'll get that looking right. But I hope the camera picks it up. You can just see the difference. Like it's not as shiny until you get back to that where it's been clay barred. So if I can get the whole car to do that, get the engine to fire off, I think again we're going to be in great shape with this one. That's about all I have for this episode. I mean, the rest of it's going to be me washing the car, so you can only get too excited about watching that so many times. But you know, hopefully the video following this, I'll have the whole car cleaned up And man, I'm just looking at it and I'm just in amazement, because I first off didn't think I'd be on a Turbo Coupe this week, and secondly, I didn't think this would clean up the way it has. So I appreciate y'all viewing the channel. Again, if you like what you're seeing here, gonna be more Thunderbird content. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. If you happen to have one of these Turbo Coupes, 87, 88, or you know, 83 up, I believe is when they started them, drop a comment. I'd like to know your history with it, and you know, would love your subscription. You guys take care.